Let's be honest, getting your work published in a high-impact Scopus-indexed journal can feel like a massive challenge. But what if you had a clear blueprint to follow? Well, here at Scopus Research Hub, that's exactly what we're here for. Today, we're going to build that blueprint together, walking you step by step through the essential structure of a winning academic paper.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. We're looking at 4 key parts. First up, how to make that killer first impression. Then we'll dive into building a rock-solid foundation for your argument. After that, it's all about presenting your core research. And finally, we'll cover how to wrap everything up for maximum impact. Ready? All right, let's start with the very gateway to your research, the title, abstract, and keywords. Think about it. These are often the first and sometimes the only things a busy reviewer or reader is going to see. So getting them right isn't just important, it's absolutely critical. Your title is so much more than just a label. It's really a strategic tool. Get this, a well-crafted title can literally double your paper's chances of being cited. Why? Because it's packed with the exact keywords that help the right people find your work in the first place.
Think of your abstract as the business card for your research. In just a handful of sentences, it has to do it all. Explain the purpose, the method, the key findings, and most importantly, why any of it matters. Its number one job, to scream from the rooftops what is genuinely new about your study.
So you can really see how these 3 pieces just click together, right? That powerful title grabs the initial attention. The clear, concise abstract gives a compelling snapshot of your work. And those strategic keywords, they're the engine that makes sure your paper actually shows up in databases like Scopus, maximizing its reach.
Okay, so once you've successfully hooked your reader, it's time to build the foundation of your argument. This all happens in 2 main places, the introduction and the literature review. This is where you really set the stage and convince everyone why your research was so necessary. Your introduction has one fundamental job. It has to answer this one huge question: why now? It needs to clearly define the problem, connect it to what's currently being discussed in your field, and then pinpoint the exact gap in our knowledge that your study is about to fill. And this brings us to a really common trap people fall into with the literature review. It is not just a summary of what other people have said. A great lit review is a critical analysis. You're essentially building a bridge from everything that's already known to the new territory that you are exploring, showing exactly how your work extends or maybe even challenges the current conversation. Now we're getting to the heart of your paper. This is the section where you lay it all out: what you did, what you found, and what it all means. This is your core contribution. Your methodology is, without a doubt, the backbone of your entire paper. This part demands absolute crystal clarity. You need to explain precisely how you collected your data and exactly why you chose those specific analytical tools. This transparency is what gives your research its credibility. Now, in the results section, your only job is to present what you found. Be clear, be objective. Use things like tables and charts to let the data speak for itself. The key here is no interpretation just yet. We're just dealing with the facts. And that leads us to a really crucial distinction. The results section answers, what did you find? But the discussion section answers, so what? What does it all mean? This is where you connect your findings back to that literature review from earlier and state loud and clear what your unique academic contribution is. All right, let's bring it home. We're going to look at how to wrap up your paper to make sure it not only leaves a lasting impression, but also stands on a solid scholarly foundation. A really strong conclusion does 2 key things. First, it circles all the way back to your introduction, summarizing your findings and directly answering that initial research question. Second, it looks forward. It points to new questions and new avenues for future research that your work has now made possible. And now, for a piece of advice that I really can't overstate, your references section is a direct reflection of your scholarly rigor. You have to use reliable sources, and you must follow the required style guide meticulously. Why? Because simple formatting mistakes are a massive red flag, and they are one of the most common reasons for an immediate desk rejection. Following this structure from the title all the way to the references will dramatically boost your chances of success. If you found this guide valuable, please consider sharing it with your colleagues. And of course, subscribe for more deep dives into the research and publication process. And definitely stay tuned.
In the coming days, we'll be releasing more short videos packed with insider secrets and hidden tips on how to prepare your research for publication in Scopus-indexed journals. You won't want to miss it.